Okay, Grand Rising, Kingdom greetings, Great Awakening. I trust everyone is doing well and all is well with you, wherever you are, or whatever time zone you are in. Yes, I just felt this strong push, this strong notion, this strong um, I don't know. I don't know the word. The word is eluding me right now. But to come and to share, to share. Um, Regular mundane things as we were taught, as our parents was taught, and so on and so forth. But when you truly are enlightened and you truly awoke, like some of us say now, the awakening, we're enlightened, so many different slogans and stuff like that. But the mere fact that is, the more we are on this journey, the self-awareness journey, the knowing thyself journey, the more we unlearn and the more we realize we need to unlearn. And the more we learn, the more we realize what we don't know and we need to learn. You understand, you understand, and you understand. And so, as I was doing my time of meditation, and then I was on an assignment last week. So, I took an assignment. Um, and as I was on that assignment, I was observing so many different things, different people, different characters, different movements. It was just such a enlightening um, time. And in that enlightening time, something was brought back to me about children and how we raise our children. Some of us have grandchildren. You understand? How are we raising them? How do we see them? How do we see our children? How do we see our grandchildren? You know, and if we just see them as our children, if we just see them as our property, if we just see them as our pension plan when we get old, the persons to take care of us, our investment for our old age, then we miss big time. I'm telling you, I was laying on my bed and I was meditating in the downloads that I got. I wish that I had had a tape record and I was just recording the downloads that I was getting. Greetings to all of you. Greetings. Good to have you. And so what resonated inside of me is the fact that we are not just raising our children. We are raising somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's mother, somebody's father. We are raising a country's prime minister, a country's president, a country's prophet, a country's doctor, a country's lawyer. We are raising someone that is going to become some sort of fixture in society. Depending on how we raise them, we speak into their lives, is what they will become. Unless some of them are so sealed that no matter what you speak into their life, because of the urgency of who they are and the call that is on their life, and the reason that they came into this earth realm will not be fixed by you. You understand? And your words, because as parents, we have this power in our words when we speak over our children and when we declare over our children. Adults, you understand me, well, children at the time. We don't understand or overstand the fact that we are raising not just our child. Yes, we are the womb as mothers that it came through. Yes, you are the father in terms of the seed that was deposited in the mother and stuff like that. But with all of that being said, if you truly don't understand, comprehend that child that was given to you, that child that decided to come through that womb, through that portal between that man and that woman, has an assignment in this earth realm, has people to influence, whether it's for good or bad, however we determine it. But it all begins with us as parents raising that child from the nurturing of the womb. What are we speaking to our child when that child is in the womb? What are we eating? What are we drinking? What are we listening to? Because from the womb, that child starts to be nurtured. From the womb, that child starts to be groomed from the womb. In spite of however that child may have been conceived, it could have been conceived in rape. You have the power as a mother, even if that child was conceived in rape, you have a power as a mother to turn that around and make it positive. Start speaking life. This is not the way I would have chosen for me to conceive you, but this is the way you was conceived. But I will still love you because you did not choose to be here. We have the power to steer the trajectory, the life, the course of our children's life. Do you understand who you're raising? Do you understand who you're raising? Or who you have raised already? Because some of us, like myself, have grown children and now got grandchildren. Excuse me, it is very hot here. And so, what are you speaking over their life? What are you speaking into their life? Because a lot of you that are on my channel see the various transitions that I've come out of and been through and all this different stuff. You see me come out of the depths of Christianity and the way I used to operate in Christianity and stuff like that, come into alignment of who we are as Bantus and the chosen people and stuff like that. And now I'm learning that it's so much more bigger than just knowing that you're Bantu. And I remember some 2 years or 3 years ago, I said, now that you know that you're Bantu, now what? What is the next phase? What is the next step? But now we come out of these various things and we become dogmatic. And our children see our attitude. Our grandchildren are seeing our attitude. And so we're raising another generation to be lost, to be unbalanced. I'm telling you, it's not good. It is not good. It's not a good place. When you understand that that child that you have is an anointed vessel that is in your hands to help steer them into the right direction. You gotta be careful. You got to be very, very careful in this season. Even who comes around your child, who comes into your household, who speaks over your child's life, the environment in terms of where they go to school, the friends that they're keeping and they're talking to. You got to be so influential in your child's life that the steering of their lives is so much more important to you than the house, the car, the fancy this, the fancy that, the fancy and fancy auntie. You understand? Because that child that you're raising has some serious capabilities and powers inside of them. I'm telling you, I'm learning so much, and then I'm reflecting so much, and I realize how much we get on this journey as an adult And we still leave our children behind. We still leave our grandchildren behind. We're still not carrying them with us, a lot of us. We're still not pouring into them the way we need to pour into them. We're still not exposing them to things that they need to be exposed to cultivate them to the best version of themselves, first and foremost, that they need to be. We're still pushing the matrix on them. We're still pushing. And we are not raising our children to become independent thinkers, following their hearts, following their ambition, following their dreams, following their aspirations, awakening and quickening something inside of them so strong that they don't even understand what it is. And they're scared to come to you and say, Mommy, Daddy, I saw someone standing on the side of you. I saw someone standing out of my window. Because the first thing people can call them crazy, delusional. But if you are now have embraced who you are, and you now help to cultivate and train your child to embrace and cultivate who they are, to become the best version of themselves, that they don't be stuck in the loop like we was for so long. But they will be able to come and express themselves and share without fear. A lot of people instill so much fear in their children and tell their children afraid to, as adults, to come and talk to them. Yeah, if you don't believe this way, you're going to hell. If you don't see things the way I see things, you're going to hell. Why are we instilling fear when we know that the enemy feeds, eats, live off of our fear? But we still want to instill. You don't suffer from all kind of panic attacks and all kind of ridicule, and you don't suffer from all kind of word curses and all that stuff. And now you inflicting it on your child, children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, because some of us helping raise our nieces and nephews and stuff like that too. Our siblings, our younger siblings. Yeah. I just wanted to come and share this quick word with you. And YouTube don't, allow you, they don't allow you a 60 seconds short, and I didn't want, it was, I know it was going to be more than 60 seconds that I had something to say. But do you understand who you're raising? Do you truly understand who you're raising? Understand who you're raising? Overstand who you're raising? Do you understand? Do you know that this is star seed? Do you know this is a mover and shaker of the future? Are you raising them as somebody's husband? Are you raising them as somebody's wife? Are you raising them as somebody's mother, somebody's father? Because that is who they are going to become. And they're going to have to raise another generation. But if you're not pouring into them correctly, how are they going to pour into anybody else correctly? We done had enough. It should stop with us. We should now be at the place where as we are game changers. We are curse breakers. We are cycle breakers. We would say curse breakers, cycle breakers. We break in the way we think. We are the ones that are breaking down the glass ceiling and the matrix and the way they taught us to think. And we send our children right in the same vicious cycle of how they taught us to think. We're now teaching our children the same cycle of how to think. Not analytical thinking no more. Not independent thinking no more. Not thinking outside of the box no more. If the news said it, if the president said it, if the prime minister said it, if my pastor said it, if my bishop and my apostle said it, then it's so. No teaching how to research. Let me use something from the script that they gave us. Not Peter, but what his name is. Paul, tell Timothy, study to show yourself approved, a workman rightly dividing the word. That's a key right there to tell you that if there's a right way to divide the word, there's also a wrong way. It's there. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. What are you teaching? What are your children seeing? What is your child hearing? Are they free to come to you and ask questions? If they don't believe the way you believe, are you condemning them and criticizing them? Are not hearing them out? Because when you look at it, you could condemn the Muslims, you could condemn the Seventh-day Adventists, you could condemn the Catholic, you could condemn the Jehovah's Witness, you could condemn every denomination, you could condemn Christianity. All of them are religion. All of them are built on different principles with a little bit of truth inside of them. But you got to be able to train, raise your children to be independent thinkers and not just depend on a man or a woman to think for them and tell them. But they teach them to be critical thinkers and to be able to question everything that they don't understand, understand or overstand. Teach your children how to question. They say the sky blue. Why is the sky blue? What makes the sky blue? What is a chemical component that causes the sky to blue? Why? Only in the daytime the sky is blue, but at night it's clear and it's dark. I mean, that's a question I ask myself. You understand? In the daytime the sky is blue. You can't even see. But at nighttime, sky is clear, you got stars out there. So what they don't want you to see in the daytime, that they have the sky blue covered. Because when you awake, you're more alert. When you are awake, you are more alert. That's it. Peace. You see? So they're hiding so many things from you. And so, because they hide it from you, and then when you learn about it, you hide it from your children. You say, well, they'll learn when they grow up. No, the best time to teach children is when they're young, so they can become critical thinkers and independent thinkers, and they will no longer have people thinking for them. I wish the things I now know, I knew when I was raising my children. Yes, I taught them some stuff back then in terms of Christmas and holidays and Easter and all that different stuff. So I'm happy. I was fortunate all the way back then when they were small, and now they're in their 30s. Yes, I have 30-year-olds. They're independent thinkers. Nobody could push nothing on them. Anything they get into, they choose to get into it, not because they don't know better. I raised them to be independent thinkers. Yes, I was, sometimes a little hard, teaching them how to read from encyclopedia, but that's what I wanted, you know. But now, I would like them to know that there's so much more to life than what we knew in terms of in Christianity. There's so much more to life than we knew. There's in religion in itself. There's so much more to this world. This world is a world without end. Even though they keep on telling us, oh, Jesus is coming for, this world is going to be destroyed by fire, all this different stuff. And there's so much more. How many dispensations we have already passed through. It is not the end of the world, it's the end of a dispensation going into a new dispensation. But we got to teach the truth. We got to stop hiding and lying to our children, to our followers and all this different stuff, just to gain followers and to gain notoriety and to gain people paying and giving. Yes, it's good to receive. I am not saying don't give. I will not say not to give. No, it's good because we're doing good. We're doing work. We're out here helping others and stuff like that. But I'm saying in terms of people lying to obtain notoriety, or people stringing you along to keep you in bondage, to keep you following them, to keep you always waiting for the next. They can give you the truth and one sit down and say, hey, bam, 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 bam is the case. Yes, I understand that some of these channels, like I know a lot of my videos got taken down and stuff like that because some truths that they don't want people to hear. And that could be discouraging in terms of starting all over again, going on another platform, trying to redirect and rebuild your platform to get people to follow, to come to hear what it is you're sharing and stuff like that. All the things that I understand. But I'm talking about our children now. How are we raising our children? I don't want to wear off the topic. What are we teaching them? What truths, according to what we now know, are we teaching them? Are we teaching them how to be critical thinkers? Are we teaching them how to question everything? Are we teaching them who they are and the power that they have inside of them? Are we teaching them they are so powerful? Are we teaching them that when they speak, they can speak with authority and see things happen? Are we teaching them that they are master manifestors and they are the creators of their own life? Just like when we were young and we would play what you call a dollhouse and all these different things, hide and seek and all these different things. We were creative. We were using our, what we call it, imagination. That's our creativity. How you think buildings were formed? It is somebody's imagination, somebody's thought in their head. How you think cell phones and these things that these gadgets and stuff, it's somebody's imagination. Somebody's download. But we shut our children up. You know what we used to say back in the early 70s? The baby boomers used to say it. Then we come Gen X saying it. Children should be seen and not heard. How do we know what a child is thinking if we keep on shutting them down and not listening into their conversations? Especially those ones would say they have their friend, imaginary friend. But we speak in the Bible, from the Bible saying we have angels encamped around and about us, and he's giving them angels charge over us. How you know that imaginary friend that they're talking to is not an angel? A guardian. I'm just sharing this because this is what, like I said, my meditation led me to this, and I wanted it to share it because too many of us silence our children. Too many of us dumbing our children down. Too many of us spoke grievous words over our children. Oh God, no man can tell a child what God is. Because I'm happy you said that. Because when a child is in that innocent state, that child has a more purer relationship than us as adults, because we are now so contaminated with the cares of this world, the things of this world. But when you understand the pureness and the innocency of a child, and it's still that connection to the divine, it's so much more, whoo, wow, huh. It is so amazing. And that's why I'm saying we need to start listening when we're hearing children talk. We need to start paying attention to the things that they're saying. We need to start paying attention to how they feel when they're around certain people, how they feel when they're in certain environments. We need to pay closer attention, better attention, not just get caught up in what we call adult conversation. But pay attention to children. Because truly, they are still so much more connected in their young years than we are. We think we are better connected because we're older and supposed to be wiser. I don't know how much older and wiser some of us are. We may be older, but wiser, that is yet to, yeah. Yeah. And so I really came on here to do this, to encourage us to pay attention, to be more mindful of how we are raising children, grandchildren, because some of us, we already have adult children now. We don't have young, what do you call it, teenagers and stuff like that no more. We have adults who now have children, and we have in-laws and all that stuff. So how are we setting a precedent and having a conversation? Because I have my grandbabies. They're asking questions. I don't know how my daughter's dealing with it and my son dealing with it, but they're asking questions. I remember when my son was only 4, when he was asking me, so how I get out of your belly? Because he was looking for a scar. He was looking to see if he got cut out of my belly at 4. And that was way back in the 90s. He want to know how he get out of my belly. So I can imagine what the question is now, especially with all that is being exposed with TV and all this different stuff now and these cartoons. And that's why you have to be honest with your children. You have to talk with them because they're putting it in their faces. You can't shun it and push it underneath the rug and tell them babies come from the sky or they dig up from the ground and all that crazy stuff. You got to be so blatantly honest with your children and don't think that they cannot handle it. You will be surprised to know what these children understand. We just look at their age, but we don't understand that we are spiritual beings housed in this body. So our spirits don't have age. The flesh have an age on it, but the spirit, that's another thing. But that's a story for another day, because some of y'all, still debating whether it's Bantu or Christian or Islam or what you call it, Hebrew and all that stuff. You even ready for, even out of that, just being spirit. You ain't even ready to just be addressed as God. People got a problem. If I call a woman goddess right now, she called her a goddess. She called him God. But the very scripture you said, when that same place in Jesus, they could say, and you all say, your very scripture say that ye are gods. Watch this, right? If God is our Father, so I'm a daughter of God. What does it make me? What does it make me? If I'm a daughter of God, what does it make me? It's like, okay, I was born in the Bahamas. What does it make me? A Bahamian. So if I'm a daughter of God, it makes me a goddess. And if it's a son of God, he's a God. But we get so caught up, this religion thing has jacked us up so badly. It causes us to don't even think. So if I was a queen, which I am a queen, and I have my daughters would be what? Princesses. My son would be a prince. And then they would be raised and they would become kings and queens. Why do we allow society, why do we allow the matrix to cause us to be caught up in whether I call somebody a god or a goddess, a king or a queen? Am I blaspheming? Come to find out, we got this word called Ubuntu. I am because you are. So if I am because God is, I am who God is. We are one. I am his and he's mine. We are divine. I'm divine. If I have a spirit living in me, which some of us call source, which some of us call energy, some call it vibration, whatever you want to call it. I'm no longer bound by the traditions of man. I am so free. I'm so liberated. I'm not even bound by just being, oh, I'm Bantu. Oh, woo, woo. I'm not even just bound by that. I am so happy and free that I am just one with the divine creator. I am the one with source. That whatever source, if God say, let there be, Charmaine could say, let there be. I could decree and declare, because he has given me that power. He said, life and death in the power of my tongue. Whatsoever I decree, I am a creator. You know how I know I'm a creator? I had 4, but I have 3 beautiful children that are still alive. Who created them? Which womb they came from? Okay. I went out in the garden and I took a seed and I nurtured it and I put it in the soil and now there's a tree. So what I did. But we are so afraid to embrace ourselves. And the scripture says the earth, creation is groaning for the manifestation of us. For us to take our rightful place, for us to own who we are, so we can teach our children, so our children don't be in fear no more. So our children don't live in defiance of being bullied. So our children can walk in power and authority, knowing that they are gods, they are kings, they are queens, they are royal priesthood, they are, oh my goodness, y'all make me wanna, whoo! We got to understand, overstand, and understand and speak the truth to our children so they no longer can be locked away and conditioned. Yeah. I think I rambled on enough. I think I have. Thank you all so much for coming and listening to this woman share with you what was rest in her spirit from her meditation. Time to teach our children the truth, who they are, the power that is in them to be able to do great exploits. Listen, according to the scripture that they gave us, right? How old was Joseph when he had the dream? How old was Daniel? How old was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? How old was Samuel? How old was Esther? All these characters, these persons that they gave us in the Bible were young. How old was Jeremiah? They said, Jeremiah said, but I'm yet still a child. He said, don't say that you're a child. How old? That's what I'm saying. Have the conversations with your children. Teach your children the truth. Teach them who they are, the power that they have, so that they can operate in it and not be afraid. These religions teach us how to fear, but they teach us how to have courage, to take stand and be strong and vigilant. Not just when we get old. Whilst we're young, whilst you're 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Because between the age of birth and 7 is when we're supposed to be teaching our children solid foundation of who they are, pouring into them, triggering their Akashic record memories, what they call chunk DNA, of who they are and why they came here and the purpose of coming here and the journey that they're on. That they can do the great exploits. They can heal the sick and raise the dead. And know how to regenerate their stem cells. Yeah, I know this video might end up getting taken down too. But YouTube, I am not a medical professional. I am just saying this for information purposes only. Teach your children that they don't have to settle for chemicals in their body, synthetic drugs in their body. They can go sit in the sun and watch the FLU fly, not out, drain out of their bodies without synthetic stuff going inside of them. You could know thyself. You have powers in your hand to lay hands on yourself and speak to whatever is there and tell it you got to dissolve. Use your healing from your own hand. Teach your children how to heal themselves. Not always run into. Anyway, teach them how to eat properly. Oh, they don't like fruits and vegetables because you don't teach them how to enjoy fruits. Listen, I used to tell my children, man, listen, if you don't eat that broccoli, you're going to grow up to be tall and strong and you're going to do this and listen, you got to use things to convince them this and this is what's going to help you to grow. This is what's going to help your brain to comprehend. I remember growing up, going outside, picking leaves from the avocado tree and boiling it and making tea. Picking leaves from the lemon tree and boiling it and making tea. We got to teach our children, man. We got to, so they could be empowered, so they can now come into the fullness of who they are, the power that working in them. We're talking about this hidden treasure in earthen vessel. There's a power in this earthen vessel called spirit, called divine source, called one with the I am that I am. But if we don't know it, how we can teach our children, that's another story in itself. Because if you're in denial of the power that you have, you're going to teach your children they got no power any which way. You're going to teach them. Because you yourself don't believe you have the power. So because you don't believe you have the power, if your child come to you and tell you, oh, mommy, I see this person walking up and down inside house, because you ain't see the person in the flesh, you don't believe the child. I remember my oldest daughter, my firstborn, when she first started having their people when their spirits, when they exiting this world, coming and presenting themselves to her. I didn't teach her how to be fearful. Don't be, no. I said, I'm trying to get her to embrace her gift. That's a gift to be able to see person spirits. That's a gift. She trying now as an adult to hide from the gift, but it's still there. It has not left her. I tell her, embrace your gift because it ain't going nowhere. You might as well embrace it. It ain't going nowhere. You could try and hide and drink and all these different things. It ain't going nowhere. The very scripture tells us the gifts come without what? Repentance, eh? The gifts come with us when we're born. When we come into this world, we come in this world with everything that we need. Everything. Everything. I wish like I said, I wish I know now. What I know now, I knew then. Because even with I know every one of my children was not was, are star seeds. Even to the last born that has transitioned and gone on. She was a star seed. This little girl defied all odds. She broke all protocol. And then she left. On her own terms, not on the doctor's terms, not on my terms. She left on her own terms. She looked up and she left. Okay, I done do what I had to do now. Beat me up, Scotty. Let me get out of here. I think she done learned her lesson. I think she done learned what she need to learn from me. 6 years she was with me. And I said it to her when she was 2. I think she was 2 years old. I said, Violet, you know something? Parents supposed to be teaching children and encouraging children. I said, but you teaching me so much. That's how we think it was supposed to be. But every child that we have came into our lives to teach us something. But you know what we do? We hold on to these children. We stick them into the public system and the matrix and stuff like that, and we forget we're supposed to learn from them as they learn from us. We forget we're supposed to ignite what inside of them, bring them into the fullness of who they are. The power that is in them, that they came into this earth with. But if we don't know it, there again, how could we teach something we don't know? We don't take time to study. We don't take time to meditate, because they tell us meditating is inviting, strange spirits and stuff inside of you. Oh, the web they weave when they teach us how to deceive, how they deceive us, how they lie to us. When meditation is all about opening ourselves that the divine creator could download what we call revelation knowledge, what we call insight, what some people call prophesying. Other people call it channeling. You just got to be careful of where you channeling, you prophesying these information from. Just like how they do in Christianity. Where some of these people, they call it divination from. Which kingdom, with the marine spirit or whatever have you they get it from, or you get it from the divine source. See, they lie to us about so many things, my dear. So the more we learn, the more we realize we need to learn. The more we unlearn, the more we realize we need to unlearn. But the most important thing is never give up on this journey. Don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. Don't be saddened, disheartened. You hear this is happening and the next thing is happening and all these different things is happening. Sometimes I want to come and just deal with all of these current news and all this stuff that is going on with it, because the Most High be giving me all this download and stuff like that. And I was like, is this for me to give to these people, or are you just showing me these things? Because I could come on here every day and pull apart so many things that are happening. You know, I'm loving what the new prime minister or president Ghana has in terms of what now trying to develop or reconnect their relationship with Burkina Faso and the rest of them. I like that. One vice president, and there's so much beautiful things that are going on. But you know what they would put in the forefront of us? All the murders and all the killing and all of this and all of that. So many people just feed off of the negative. They're so happy to celebrate and share the negative things that are happening. They refuse to acknowledge and see all the beautiful things that are transpiring. They talk about global warming. All it is the earth is now cleansing herself. Remember the fire they talk about? The fire, it's just a purging process to go to its next. So we could go to the next dimension, to the next, what do you call it, dispensation. I talked about that, I think when 2020 came. When 2020 came, I talked about a new dispensation. Us entering into a new dispensation. That was 2020. Sometimes I'll be ahead of myself, yes. Is it 2020? I think it was 2020. If it ain't 2020, it was 2010. But I know, I talk about this new dispensation that we're coming into and we're in. The end of an age and the beginning of an age. I talk about a world without end. But we have to teach our children, because our children are the future. What we now cultivate, our children, our grandchildren, we got to teach them the powers that is inside of them so that they do not fear. We got to teach them that we are not the only set of people on this planet, on this earth, on this plane. Whether you want to believe it or not, you all call it demons. Oh, this person got demons. Person's spaceship in front of you, what you gonna do? When you literally see them now as a reptile and not a human, what you gonna do? They're among us. As much as we don't wanna acknowledge it. In the Bible, even Bible tell you about how the giants come down and sleep with the daughters of man and make Nephilims. Y'all think all the Nephilims was wiped away and washed away and all that different stuff? With Noah's, the flooding of the earth? How did the earth get so populated with only a family of 6? Noah, his wife, son, his wife, sons and their wives. So they were intermarrying one another. Then you go to the book of Genesis and they talk about how Cain killed Abel, but when he was banished, he was put with a mark so he couldn't get killed by who people was on the earth that he couldn't get banished, and who people was there that he married somebody else's daughter that was not a daughter from his mother and father. You see, we gotta now start thinking. Start really paying attention. All of us had these questions long time ago, but we just brush it underneath with the simple answers that some pastors would have tried to give to us now. That they can't give us, they can't pacify us with those kindergarten answers anymore. Because it specifically said he put a mark on him and sent him out so he would not be harmed by who? By who? Who was out there to harm Cain? Tell you. So this is a world without end. It's a world without end. Look at the other day in China. They discovered a whole underground ecosystem, a whole world. Then there was this guy who's a diver. He found a lake within the ocean that is separate from in the ocean. I'm talking about to the 100 feet underneath the ocean. He found a lake that it doesn't mix with the ocean. Are you telling me? These are the information that they're keeping from us, that we busy fighting religion instead of embracing the diversity of this massive earth, this massive plane of land that they was given to us. Why do they have a treaty that we can't pass the ice wall? What's beyond the ice wall? What did that pilot discover beyond the ice wall? What is in the Bermuda Triangle? What is down in that ocean that they keep on going down there to explore? What is happening That's so, what has come up, I should say, from the depths of the ocean, that so many whales and dolphins are grounding on land, running out of the ocean, literally trying to run on land. What are they running from? They say, oh, the water is heating up. There ain't no water heating up. There ain't the water heating up. Come on, family. We must teach our children. Grand Rising, Carol in Miami, Florida. Good to have you. What are we teaching? We have to teach our children truth so they can be able to withstand and also stand when pressure comes to them, to know who they are, know the power that they have inside of them. It has to begin with us. Our children, our grandchildren need to know. You imagine, they have what they call these people, cross-dressers or drag queens, they call them. I don't know what they call them anyway. These people with these wigs and all this makeup and stuff on, want to read to our babies in school? Child, listen to me. I tell my daughter and tell my son, I will learn. I will learn. I will walk on water. I don't need to learn. I can walk on water because I am water. This body is how much? 70% water. I will walk on water. Come into the Bahamas. I can tell you that. We got to teach them the truth and not to be afraid of their truth. We got to listen to our children when they're speaking and they're telling us what's happening. What did the teachers say in school today? What did the little boys say or the little girls say? What did the janitress say? What did daddy say? Or what did mommy say? Or what did daddy girlfriend say? Or what did mommy boyfriend say? What did the bus driver say? What did uncle or auntie or Grammy or grandpa? We got to listen to our children. We have to pay attention and we have to tell them and teach them it is okay to come to us and tell. And if the person threatens them, to tell them, if you tell, I'll kill your mommy or I'll kill your daddy. Tell them they can't. You got to teach them to be strong. Or they tell them they'll kill you. You got to tell them to be strong so they can tell what's going on. They need to know the power that they have. Nobody has power over them or authority over them. Do you understand who you're raising? Do you understand who that child is? That child is a child in the flesh. But spiritually, do you understand who that child is? Do you understand who that child is spiritually? Take time to discern who your child is spiritually. Like for me, I'm studying my grandbabies now, even more harder than I studied my own children. Because I know that something is great inside them. Elijah's being fight the way he's being fought because of what's inside of him. What he's being called to. I know. And so that's why for me now, it's so more important that I play let me tell you something, I was very active in my children's life. But even all the more in my grandchildren, in my nieces, in my nephews, it's important for me to speak over their life and into their life. I am a very active auntie, active nana. It's important to speak into their life and to call into being who they are. I saw the fight 2 of my sisters went through in giving birth to their children, life and death, almost losing both of them, almost losing one of them twice on the delivery table when they was giving birth. I could tell you the story. I have the video telling the story about my children and the miracles that they are. This is it's important, family. If I don't say anything else and I finish for this conversation, please understand who you are raising. The power these children come into this world with. You are raising somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's father, somebody's mother, somebody's deliverer, somebody's healer, somebody's destiny helper. You are not just raising your child, your pension baby. If that's all you see is just your pension baby, somebody who will take care of you when you get old, then you miss the whole reason why that being come through your portal came into this world. And it doesn't matter under the condition. The husband could leave you, the wife could leave you, it doesn't matter. You could have been raped, you could have been molested. It is your portal that being choose to come through to do great exploits in this world. That's it. Yeah. And so I trust that I said something that would trigger you to look at your children in a different light and start speaking into their lives differently. Start fully cultivating them into who they need to be. I don't care how old they are. They could be 50 now. You still could speak into their life and change the trajectory of their lives. Because according to the story they gave us, Moses wasn't never lead. How old he was? 70 or 80? Abraham, how old he was? 70 or 80? You understand? Caleb, how old he was? So you got a mixture inside this thing called the Bible of age and things that people did. Some was young, some was old. So ain't nobody get left out and no one get left behind. So you have no excuse. No excuse not to start now and change the trajectory of your children and your grandchildren's life and playing an important role in bringing them into the fullness, praying them into the fullness, vibrating them into however you choose, whatever method, means you choose to make sure you start speaking life into their life, calling them into character, into who they are. So they could live to the fullness of the capacity that they came into this world to experience and to be. I am eternally grateful for this opportunity to share, to come before you. I trust that, once again, something I said will grab a hold, someone inside of you, that you will start responding differently to your children. You don't just see them as a child. You don't just see them as a teenager. You don't see them, your grandbabies, as just grandbabies. But you see them as the magnificent, glorious, powerful beings that they are, and the work that they came into this world to conquer and to do, and the journey that they are on to fulfill every purpose that is within them. You be that one that catapults them into their greatness, that pushes them, that edges them into doing all that they need to do. If anyone has a question they want to ask, I would leave the next 2 minutes to answer one or two questions. Yeah, I think sometimes we just need to answer one or two questions if anybody have any questions. If not, that is the end of this broadcast for me. So anyone has one question, two questions? Ah, oh, Mama, you're always on time. You don't know wrong. Oh, Mama, leave the 99, always for the one. All right. So if there's no questions, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with me, for listening in. And may we continue to live life on purpose, with purpose, for purpose. And remember, be gentle with yourself because we are on a journey. Trust the process. Take care. Until next time. Much love. Oh, always on time. You can't know. Leave the 99, always for the one.